Hey everyone, we're back, and today we take another look at the Moors. If you missed the first video, or want a refresher, check out the video over here. Go ahead, check it out. I'll wait. Okay, cool. Last time we looked at crazy but benign. This week we see calculating, even dangerous, violent. First, we have a few different stories, all with the same outcome.
Gwinnett County man's in jail after learning the hard way you just can't walk into a house, say, "This is mine now," and move in. The issue came to a head when the family who bought the home found the man living there, and he wouldn't leave. Channel 2 Gwinnett County Bureau Chief Tony Thomas live near Swanee. So, Tony, that man posted video online as he was claiming ownership of the $500,000 property.
That's right. In the video he taped as he checked out this place, Joel Fed told viewers that police couldn't do anything to him when he moved in anyway, and if they did show up and someone complained, well, the police would just tell them it was a civil issue. Checkmate. Police put him in jail, and residents around here are still shaking their heads.
I've seen a lot of things in my 56 years, but man, this is one of the wildest ones.
Neighbor Jack Campbell says he confronted Joel Fed as he moved into the home on Settlesbrook Court near Sewanee. The home's new owners had been locked out.
He had pulled all the blinds down and put private property, no trespassing.
I'm going to put my claims on it.
A couple days earlier, Fed and his nephew recorded this video as they looked over the property.
First thing you want to make sure is that it is vacant.
Fed told viewers it was his right to claim the land since he's indigenous peoples, a Moor.
Who gonna come tell me I can't take it? Who gonna come and take it from me? We are the law of the land. We are the landlords. We are Moor.
How about the police? Well, at least we can be thankful he waited for the house to be vacant, right? That $500,000 house?
Neighbors say he posted these signs claiming a deed to the house and warned others not to trespass. Gwinnett County Police call this an apparent sovereign citizen case.
The soil. It's soil. I ain't encouraging, I ain't influencing, I ain't promoting anybody to do this. I just feel in my soul it's time for me to do it.
Fed's now in jail, charged with criminal trespass and damage, along with false statements.
The irony of the no trespassing signs. Unfortunately, he's not the only one. He's one in a growing number who believe they have the right to go to any house, anywhere, at any time, and put their claim on it.
35,000 square foot mansion in an exclusive corner of Bethesda, Maryland has 12 bedrooms, 17 bathrooms, and trees planted by President Clinton and Vice President Gore. On the market for nearly $6 million, it's not exactly a steal. So imagine real estate agent Jordan Feinberg's surprise when he learned someone had moved into the vacant property.
Don't you love how they go after the small, unassuming properties? You know, nothing big or ostentatious.
The owner calls me again and says, the neighbor called, there are people inside the house claiming they own the house. And I'm like, what?
Lamont Butler, a.k.a. Lamont Maurice L., claimed the mansion for himself. He even provided documents issued by the so-called Moorish National Republic to back it up.
It's a burglary.
The Moorish National Republic only exists in their make-believe world. The writ for alloital al-season indeed hasn't been used since the 18 and early 1900s except by the Moors. Season is the actual possession of a piece of property, not the legal possession of it. Alloital is the ownership of a piece of land or property by occupancy. Basically, squatter's rights. So this writ is proclaiming his squatter's rights. That's it. Although he claims he seizes the land in law and in fact as well. And of course, he does it all in the name of the law. I should note, the Moorish National Temple is an actual and accredited religious organization, where all of them get their nationality cards, you know, the ones you see them trying to pass off like a driver's license. But the Moorish National Temple disavows any person who calls himself a Moor and acts in an unlawful way. Basically, everybody we're going to see here.
Provided documents issued by the so-called Moorish National Republic to back it up.
It's a burglary in the purest sense.
Across the country, Butler and many other self-styled Moorish nationals have laid claim to property and status they say is lawfully theirs because their ancestors were here first. In Memphis, Tennessee, Tabitha Gentry staked a claim on this $3 million foreclosed home using heavy chains. Charged with trespassing, burglary, and theft, Gentry, who prefers the name Abka Ray Bey, says as a citizen of the Moorish American National Republic, that land is her land.
I think these people took the lyrics of "This Land Is Your Land" too seriously. You probably noticed that they use the words El and Bey, they're appellations, and they mean lord or chieftain. You know, sort of a way of making them feel special and superior.
And this man was arrested by police in Fayetteville, North Carolina, for interfering with a stolen car investigation. But his wife claims the arrest was illegal because he is a member of the Moorish Nation.
He had diplomatic immunity. Why are y'all doing this?
No, he's not. Just saying you have diplomatic immunity does not give you diplomatic immunity. It's like just saying, I'm a pretty princess. Doesn't make you one. The noble Drew Ali started all of this around 1926 in Chicago. He proclaimed all black Americans to be Moors and descendant of nobility. He said they were the original indigenous of this land, not the Native Americans. Besides revising history, they've revised everything, including maps. Let's check in with our friend RJ and see what he has to say about all this. A link to his work will be in the description below.
The Amexem stuff is written on a spot where there's no land actually at all. Europe, Caucasia, Canaan. Boy, Canaan's gotten big, isn't it? They obviously decided to make the Red Sea substantially larger and decided to push the Rift Valley forward about 40 million years. Kush is a legitimate old name. There was a Kush tribal empire in that goes back to the Moroccan Empire. I'm assuming they're not meaning that it's in the South Pacific, the South Atlantic Ocean. But all the ham stuff in North and South America, in traditional biblical lore, that was the ancestral Africans. And that's exactly the odd thing. If you're coming up with completely fictional biblical attributions for real estate, that would be wrong. And so it's a disservice to all the Amerindians in the New World that are related to the Asian population and have multiple waves of migrations that they've been working the genetics out on. But look at that Atlantis at the top. Isn't that beautiful? Atlantis typically was out in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean because that's where Plato said it was, and so that must be true. But there's a bunch of lore that tries to find Atlantis in all sorts of places, up in Lake Titicaca in South America, down in Antarctica, in Spain. I mean, there's a Atlantis of the Month Club. But up in the Arctic Ocean is not one of the ones that comes to mind right off the bat.
Now let's take a look at a typical traffic stop. But as we know, no traffic stops, especially with these guys, are typical.
The cops just pulled us over right outside of our house. As soon as we pulled up to the house, we got our baby in the car. So they getting out.
I'm coming.
How you doing today?
How may I help you, officer?
You may help me by giving me your license, registration, and
Before
insurance,
we get there, I need you to give me your badge number. I'm recording for my protection.
Fine.
Where's your body camera at?
I don't have a body camera.
Okay. I need your...
My badge number is 3420.
3420. I need your name and I need your bond claim number.
Okay. License, registration, insurance.
I will identify myself.
Okay.
I need you to identify yourself first.
I'm Officer Kincaid, badge number 3420.
Bond claim number, please.
License, registration, insurance, please.
Bond claim number.
All right, sir.
Excuse me, can you give him your license, registration, and insurance? We have our child in the car. I'm not doing it.
Okay. Don't make this any more difficult than it needs to be.
And we're right outside of our home. We live right there.
License, registration, insurance.
Don't do it with my kid in the car. I'm not doing this. You can stand up for yourself another time. I'm not getting killed with my kid in the car.
A bond claim number is not a thing. And neither, by the way, is a delegation of authority. Stop asking for them. The police do not have to provide you with 3 forms of ID. That's not the law. Name and badge number is it. They don't have to give you a business card. They're not trying to sell you a car. They're pulling yours over. But this is about to get good.
With my kid in the car. Yeah, right. You stupid. You black. Give up the ID, the registration, whatever.
I actually don't have to identify myself.
Well, you do, or you go to jail. I'm not doing this.
Why are you pulling me over?
You have your center brake light out, sir.
What's the center brake light?
The center brake light is that brake light right in there.
And if you left something in the house, they can escort me in there until I can get it.
Yes, ma'am. Although she's using some stereotypes like blue man bad, she's at least trying to get him to comply. Oh, but it gets so much better. Check out the way he talks back under his breath like a 5-year-old who's pouting after she's like told him what's what.
Your license, registration, and insurance. We have our child in the car. I'm not doing it.
Okay. Don't make this any more difficult than it needs to be.
And we're right outside of our home. We live right there.
License, registration, insurance.
Don't do it with my kid in the car. I'm not doing this. You can stand up for yourself another time. I'm not getting killed with my kid in the car.
Am I getting killed?
Yeah, right. You stupid. You black. Give up the ID, the registration, whatever.
I actually don't have to identify myself.
Well, you do, or you go to jail.
She's not having it. And that's good because I've seen too many people not just be bad examples and bad parents, but take it to a point where they're getting arrested and even being tased in front of their children. The kids are besides themselves sobbing. Can you imagine seeing your father taken down by several cops, arrested, and carried away kicking and screaming? This is a good mother.
Sir, I have some bad news for you. Your vehicle registration expired May 31st. Okay? According to the laws of Philadelphia, I have to live stop your vehicle, which means it's going to be towed by the Philadelphia Parking Authority.
You have registration?
I need those keys, please, sir.
Yo, I need the supervisor.
Okay, that's fine, but I'm still going to need those keys.
I need the supervisor.
All right.
I want to see a supervisor. This is their favorite tactic. Tried and true, but it never works. I'm not sure if they use this to stall or for intimidation, like they do with badge, number, and name, trying to make the cop think, I'm going to get you in trouble, you're going to lose your badge. Yeah, right. Look what outrage culture has done. Thing is, they don't have a right to a supervisor. It's a courtesy. I'm not sure if they're cherry picking or it's just misinterpretations. I don't know. But this is done by all sovereign citizens, not just the Moors.
Look at my sovereign citizen husband, a Moor. Would he want to be a Moorish citizen? He have a right to travel. He ain't got to re-register his car, and it only costs $70. Y'all niggas on here making this YouTube shit, talking about you cannot register your car. Here come the tow truck to impound that shit. Talking about you ain't got to register your car. You have a right to travel and all of this crazy shit. And you ain't got to pay bills or do nothing like that. Look, they impounding his shit. Thanks a lot, honey. We can't make it to our daughter's doctor's appointments. You can't go to work. You can't do shit because you trying to be a Moor citizen. And look, the cops is impounding your shit. So first the car, next thing it'll be the house, and your credit score drop. Thanks a lot, Moor citizens. You fucked up my life.
Well, that was fun. That is a lady after my own heart. This next one has so much vitriol and explicit language that I can only give you a little bit here and there. The full version will be uploaded to my Patreon. The link is in the description. It gets so heated, it makes the last guy look like a perfect gentleman.
You got the right to remain silent. You know what I'm saying? You're a traveler.
Hello, how are you? Girl, say please, Joel Murphy. License, registration, insurance, please.
What's your name and badge number?
Huh?
What's your name and badge number?
You don't need to know that. I'm not talking to you.
Anybody asks for your name and badge number, you're supposed to present it.
Hello.
Can I get your name and badge number, please?
I'm not talking to you. You're not the driver of the vehicle.
I'm talking to you. You're
okay.
a public servant.
No,
I
you're
need
not
your
the
name and
driver of the
badge
vehicle.
number.
I'm not talking to you.
I need your name and badge number, please, for the record.
Can I have it for the record?
I already introduced myself.
Name and
I need
badge
your license,
number?
registration, insurance,
You
please.
introduce yourself as
All right,
a police
you want me to search this vehicle because I smell weed? You want me to search this vehicle because I smell weed?
Name and badge number.
You want me to search this vehicle?
Name and badge
I smell
number,
weed.
please.
I already introduced myself in the beginning.
I'm in the capacity of a man. I'm not the entity.
Sir, can I have your license,
We're
registration,
traveling.
insurance,
I'm a
please?
co-traveler.
He tells his friend, "You have the right to remain silent," and immediately starts mouthing off to the cop. But she's having none of it. And he just gets more and more abusive from here. The language gets worse. He gets louder. He's trying to intimidate her, but I don't think it's going to work. Like I said, it does get worse. So let's see one more clip from later on.
Driver,
I need your delegation of authority right now.
Driver, do you have any documents?
Are you rejecting to give me the delegation of authority?
Driver, do you
on
have
record?
any identification? Yes or no?
I don't answer questions. I demand it.
You demand them?
Get your sheriff out here.
Strong weed of marijuana coming from
Don't matter.
Too.
Don't matter. We're not under your
matter?
statutes, your codes, or your resolutions, or your ordinances. Straight like that. And you know that.
You have any identification?
We're gonna sue
yes
the
or
fuck
no,
out
sir?
you. We're
No?
gonna sue the fuck out you. Now. We're gonna sue the
record
fuck
all
out
you want.
you.
I'm recording too.
Don't matter.
Don't matter?
Don't. And if you touch that door handle one more time, I'm suing you. Okay. Alright, on record.
How many times do I have to say, delegation of authority is not a thing? I really wish they'd stop. They hear a few buzzwords when they're watching YouTube to learn all this crap, but you'd think they'd check out some of the videos that show this doesn't work. It never works. More times than not, it doesn't. And when it does, the cop doesn't want to be bothered. It gets even more heated, so as I said, the rest of it will be posted on my Patreon. Another Moor, who started in the same way, has moved on up. Bigger, better YouTubing and calling people arms.
How you doing? What's your name?
Don't start this again. Open the window, please. I need a license and registration.
For what?
License and registration. I just stopped you. I'll explain to you as soon as I get your license and registration. Every time we deal with you,
I'm not
you get a problem.
Listen.
Every time. Open your window or give me your license and registration, okay? Stop your nonsense. Every time we deal with you, you're a problem.
Meet Devon Bey. When I first saw him, he was already deep into the rabbit hole. Now he thinks he's a mover and a shaker and a YouTuber. And he's having the FBI show up at his house for threatening the daughter of another YouTuber as well as 2 other YouTubers. Not to mention blowing up YouTube. And he uploaded it all.
See, YouTube ain't gonna be satisfied till one of these Muslim suicide bombers just go up into the YouTube headquarters and bomb the whole fucking YouTube headquarters. You know what I'm saying? Because YouTube ain't doing nothing about this hate speech. Since y'all want to promote violence, YouTube, what if somebody just blew up your whole headquarters? Because the way how y'all running YouTube, y'all stopping my Asian brothers, y'all stopping the Mexicans, y'all stopping my Japanese brothers, y'all stopping us from making our channels grow.
Then there's Sharon Tracy Gale Bey, a Moor judge, self-appointed, of course, who's calling for the mobilization of troops against anybody who's not a Moor.
You're a human trafficker, you're a gang, and you're all part of the same gang that has been disembarked. So think about it this way. Every so-called Albion that's falsely claiming to be a so-called American and a so-called white person, two of which are not any, that does not identify them in any way. The only classification that identifies them right now is an illegal alien. An illegal alien who immigrated here with no lawful status and standing because they dissolved it. They dissolved any lawful standing and status they had here at Morocco. They own nothing. They have no authority here at Morocco.
She's been in and out of jail, prison, and arrested so many times. She's on the FBI watch list, and this is why. If you made it this far, and oh boy, if you have, I love you. I want to thank you for joining me on another deep dive into the shallow end of the gene pool. I want to thank Pig for helping me last minute, Laura for all her support, and RJ for his input on the stupid. And a very special thanks to my patrons, NANA, Stringer News 1, and the ones who are just joining, Fletcher, and hopefully I say this right because I watched a video on how to pronounce it and everything, Nanat. Check out my Twitter and Discord if you want to keep in touch with me. And if you want to help the channel grow and get the type of equipment we need to make better content more often, check out my Patreon or my Amazon wishlist. All links are in the description. This has been a long one and crazy, and I could go on and on. And as always, thanks for coming.